And she's like, fuck this, I am never going to your hentai panel again. Because she runs around dressed as Star Fox, be like, do the barrel roll, and she's like, oh my god! Because she thinks about me demonstrating what this looks like on my girlfriend in the middle of a bunch of fucking people. So I just like, and then on Friday she dressed up as Hiccup with the toothless. And now I've just bastardized that guy. Oh shit. So the wizards are like, hey, you got the power to go home all the time. You said having sex with me. So you're watching like Disney sex here. And she goes back home. And she's laying in bed, and like everybody's standing around her, like jerking off over her. You know that's what's gonna happen. But the funny thing is like she came back and like learned all of her fucking lessons. It'd be hilarious as shit. She came back with her whole penis. I'll show you. Bam! Roll credit. Now I challenge each and every one of you to go home tomorrow and watch The Wizard of Oz. Because when you see those winged monkeys like flopping them and they're all like hopping on top of them, you ain't ever gonna fucking look at that movie the same way. And he sings a song called "Come Where? Over the Rainbow." And the rainbow is just like liquid spooge. Oh shit.
Out of penis to the
What's that?
Out of penis to the
Oh god. Who is at my panel? Who is at the Nakacon panel? This is just for you guys. So.
I get to watch that on YouTube. All of it.
It's just for you guys.
And that camera there, dude?
I'm gonna have to let that man recover. Oh shit. If I had all the money in the world, oh boy, I would buy the Disney theme park. And it would become an 18+ attraction. Oh shit, I would bastardize the hell out of it.
18+ just make your parents explain.
You already started.
Cinderella's got this little slut skirt on. She's got thigh-high, like, stripper boots. Carrying a whip. I'm going to have you see my lot slipper.
And then you flip to the prince who the slipper's like halfway up his ass. Yes, my queen, yes! I found it!
Is that Utopia or is that Doc come to mind?
You still call it the magic carpet ride.
Hey, you know what? Those buildings aren't phallus-shaped for no reason in Atlanta. Speaking of phallus-shaped skyscrapers, I had a recent and new excursion. As I explained before, I've watched hundreds of hours of hentai, so I could bring you this. Right. I'm going to hell. If I have my way, I'll drag every one of you with me. Anyways, you would get a view of the overfeed you don't want to see. It's coming from my eyeball. Anyways, skyscraper. So I had a recent excursion into giantism lately. Anybody watch giantism porno? Heard of it? Alright, imagine Gulliver's Travel, but Gulliver is a woman, and her dildo is the Empire State Building. Oh, ow, because it's a point. Some people like the pain, what can I say? But then I've seen two versions of it. Either like the women are squatting over the building and just going up and down them on its foundation. But I've also seen ones where they like just grab the building and break it off and like start fucking themselves with it while the people are still inside of the building. Like imagine it. I mean imagine you being in a building and all of a sudden the building just capsizes and you fall to the opposite end, then all of a sudden a giant fleshy pink thing goes over the windows. What do you tell your wife when she's like, how was your day today? Imagine like the husband coming in like, the things I have seen. I didn't do the window washer. I think I was raped by the 150 fucking foot woman. I was raped along with the rest of the office. All of the same side. Now, I've seen recently the reverse of this, where men get really, really tiny. And they belong inside of vaginas. And they find the G-spot. And the G-spot is like a giant balloon god. And he's got like a fucking helmet on with a light on it. And the pickaxe. And the rope, he's got the gear, you know, and he's all like climbing through like, he might as well be swimming through bodily fluids. And he gets to like the vagina. And it fucking talks to him. He's in the vagina. He's in a giant cave of fleshy, pinkish wonders. Thank you. Smells like gasoline. If a woman's vagina ever smells like gasoline, she's not half ExxonMobil. Anyway, so he gets up to like the G-spot, and it's like this pulsating with light from inside of itself, you know, and it's like wah, 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 and this guy's like, we're not worthy, we're not worthy, basically, and then he like proceeds to like touch it and get like walk into it, get sucked through it, like fucking. Yeah. It's like when he touches it and his hand goes into a pool of water. Or even better yet, the Matrix, when he touches the mirror and he pulls his hand away and the mirror is on his arm. He's like, I am becoming one with the G-spot. And then he like gets inside the G-spot. It's like fucking Hugh Hefner's like private lounge. Like 70s pimp style. Don't even ask me what the fuck of the name of this after this was, because it's all Japanese. And he gets in there, and there's like a tiny version of the girl who he's been spelunking through her vagina. And she's like all on the bed, like, ah. And then they proceed to have very normal sex, which is kind of a letdown after seeing a guy wade through a vagina.
It's like spelunking the vaginas all the way. If he gets to one G-spot with a woman, you have to
go
inside
that
one.
It never ends! It's like looking at the TV that has a video of you watching that TV and it just goes forever.
Vagineception.
It'd be kind of like a weird hell. It wouldn't be a weird hell, it'd be like a weird purgatory. It burns forever to spelunk through vagina. You just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Never ending vagina. That's some fucked up bestiality right there. Treasure and Falcor. Imagine the Rock Smasher, like, really big, strong hand. He's having sex with somebody like the they took them. I couldn't hold on to them with my big, strong Worst sex ever. Rock with penis. Big rock. Sandy penis. That is like the 10-year-old version right there. Oh, shit. Where was I going with all of that?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Tom. Now, who's seen Tom Thumb? Yeah, Tom Thumb.
As in the happy cartoon?
The happy cartoon.
The happy cartoon.
Well, no, not the happy, the hentai cartoon.
Oh.
Alright. Did you see that? Kind of a letdown, wasn't it? Here's what I love about it. There's a particular genre of hentai that I think is fucking hilarious. And it's the one where you like get this guy and he's hopeless and he just cannot get laid, save his life. And he goes and he falls asleep one day after like jacking off something, and in his dream, like 400 years worth of ancestors all like show up and are like, "You're a grave disappointment. We don't like you. We're going to help you get laid." Because imagine this, you've got like 20 lineages of ghosts watching you not have sex and masturbate to porno. That's creepy. But they don't want to help him become a doctor and cure fucking cancer. No. They want to help you get pussy. This makes no sense. Tom Thumb does that. Like, one of his, like, ancient Japanese ancestors pops up. And he's like, "You are a disappointment. I got laid by 800 women, and I'm going to do the same for you." And so what does he do? He shrinks him to like 2 inches tall. And now all of a sudden women want to have sex with him because he's cute and pocket-sized. And like all of a sudden, like now people are wanting to have sex with him. But instead of being like weird and creepy, like every time a woman's like, "My boobies!" he like instantly goes, "Roop!" Like he grows as his penis grows. He's like, "Meh, meh, 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 meh." Then they have normal sex, at which point, he goes flaccid with his penis. It makes no fucking sense.
Well, what's funny about the start of that is when he first shrinks, that girl has a crush on him, walks in, masturbates on his bed, pees, and then she hears his voice and looks over and just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh no, I'll get to that. But no, the whole fucking ancestor thing is creepy.
Yeah.
Unless you're into voyeurism. If you're into voyeurism, all to it. Go to a fucking cemetery and have sex. Lots of dead people watching that.
That is so wrong.
That's weird, but you know, whatever floats your boat. Anyway, so yeah, but I can't remember what the other hentai is, but he's got like 8 ancestors that all pop up. And for some reason, they have like phallic-shaped heads when they die, and they get like these like limpy, forward-headed, penis-shaped foreheads, and it's fucking funny. But if I ever die, I don't want to be a ghost, and I'm gonna have a dick for a forehead. But no, thank you. I was gonna bring that up next. So yeah, the very first time he shrunk, he's like on top of his chemistry homework, and what the fuck's going on? And like his college girlfriend, like friend that is a girl, walks in, and she brings him dinner, and she can't find him anywhere. And so she like lays on his bed to wait for him, and she's like, "Oh, it smells like this guy. Oh my God, it smells so good. Oh, this is making me so hot." And then she like pulls down her pants and she starts masturbating. This is great. Guys like to watch women masturbate. It's pretty damn awesome. Guys, if you're having sex with your woman, tell her to masturbate while you're having sex. It's fun. And it's just another form of stimulation. I could go on. I could go into that one, but I'll leave it at that. Anyway, so she's sitting there masturbating on his bed. She's getting all hot and into it. And has anybody in here, admit it or not, if you're a guy, have you been a squirter? If you're a girl, are you? Or if you have been a squirter, there's some women that do this. It's kind of normal depending on your physiology. Child will not do it. Anyway, she, like, as she's having her orgasm is not like most porn, like hentai orgasm. It's just like, you know, like somebody just like took a squirt gun and went, you know, it is like fucking fire hydrant. I mean, it literally, she's like here masturbating. It is like hitting the floor basically on top of his bed, and it's just got like this perfect fucking like geometric arc.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't a woman having sex with herself, it would like be a fucking work of art. And which I think is another fucking funny thing. It's like, you can probably tell me this, because this is my 4chan expert, by the way. Yeah, if I don't know what it is, she can tell me. What do they call on 4chan the hentai where the women just have fucking Old Faithful for, like, squirting orgasm? Okay, but this isn't peeing.
I know.
Yeah, that's all that. Yeah, this is like squirting, like, combined with the fire department. I mean, it's like, no, I mean, this is what it is. Literally, these women, like, show up in the fire truck, reporting to a fire, lay down and masturbate, and put out the fire. That's this shit. I would start fires just to see that. Everybody grab a beer! Click, click, click. Yeah, there's a fire.
That's a fire department. Naked.
What an awesome fire department later. Can you imagine, like, all the guys that show up for, like, a training of, like, people who are, like, applying to get in firefighters, sitting back with a beer? It'd be a good show. Is it just called giantism, or is there a catchy Japanese for that? Japanese name? I mean, you got Buddha, you got Goro, you got Yaoi, you got Yuri. What else do they have? Shonenai. Old Faithful orgasms needs to have its own.
On this thing, we got cracking, we got putting everything under the sun.
So.
Rule 34. Pony porn.
Hey, I will tell you this. She's shown me some fucking hot pony porn. Because they take the ponies and they turn them into hot anime girls.
Anthro.
Yeah, the total anthro. And I'm sorry, like Twilight Sparkle, she's got like the blue skin. She's fucking hot.
Skin, like E-cup boobs.
Like a string
Oh my
bikini.
God.
I come home and she's like, you need to check this out. It's okay if it turns you on. It turns me on. Guys, find yourself a girl like that. Like, you need to look at this porno. It turns me on. That is a keeper. Where was I going with that? Pony porn. Back to 4chan. Oh yeah. Back to my earlier point. Bible Black. Wow, way back. I'm like, what? That was life is a search road, and so is my path. You can get where I'm going. Now, everybody line up. I'm going to turn out the lights and play my favorite game. Who's touching my penis? Did you say go ahead? Anyway, back to Bible Black. I'd always thought it was pretty fucked up hentai until I thought, like, no, Wizards of Oz would be a more fucked up hentai. And then I saw the most fucked up hentai I've ever seen. If I, like, ran into a hot genie with, like, double D boobs, and she was going to grant me any 3 wishes I wanted, one of them would be to remove that memory from my brain. There's an anime out there called Bondage Game. Oh, I've heard of that. And, okay, so lots of you have heard of it, and you're like, ugh, who's seen it? Alright.
Alright.
With no words, just vocal sounds, describe it.
No.
I'll add it to his screaming, we're lighting ourselves on fire.
I watched it after the last time on Naruto. Oh.
I warned you not to watch it.
But I was like, it can't be that bad.
Why are you still alive?
I ran.
I sat down after my last hentai panel, and I'm like, explaining, like, nobody watched this. Learn from my mistake. What does he do the first thing he does when he gets home? Oh, I watched it. He's like lighting himself on fire. Learn from these friends. What's that?
You light yourself on fire if you paid for it.
I was free. I still wanted to light myself on fire. If I paid for it,
You castrate yourself.
no, even worse. If I had paid for it, I would have to like go to a nuclear reactor and pump the core. And, like, I would be dead, but I would have been purged clean by the radiation. Can you imagine that? Just like some nuclear engineer, like monitoring the place on his video camera. The camera just pans over and here's a naked man humping. Like, make me forget! Make me forget! You walk up to the security guard, what are you doing here? I watched Bond and King. Go right ahead. You want me to tell your wife and kids anything before you go? Tell them I'm sorry. Not that I killed myself. I'm clean now. Just apologize that I watched Bond and King. Most fucked up shit ever. No, it doesn't.
And the guy who watched it and liked it is a really sick one.
I'll get to that. See, I'm of the opinion that the brain can only store so much information. At which point you hit capacity, it starts kicking out memories and things you don't really think about much anymore. My memories of prom have been replaced by a woman cemented into a block of concrete up to her knees and elbows, bent over 90 degrees in concrete up to here and here. She has a vibrating dildo shoved up her ass while being fucked by another chick with another vibrating strap-on dildo, while that chick has a vibrating dildo shoved up her ass, and most likely it was a double dildo, because if they're going to do double penetration on one girl, you might as well do double penetration on the other girl while you're at it. Consistency. That's not the worst part of it. She's got, like, electric nipple clamps on, so she's, like, being electrocuted and fucking, like, It gets worse. She's got, like, a blindfold on, and on her mouth is, like, this crazy, weird, like, gimp mask thing. Instead of a ball, it has, like, a giant hamster tube going down into her mouth, which is feeding her shit.